Welcome to Leaving Nothing to Chance, your go-to podcast where we bring you insights from some of the most influential voices in small business and personal development. Each week, we dive deep into conversations with top thought leaders, authors, and business moguls from around the world, sharing their secrets to success and strategies for growth. Tune in for exclusive content that will inspire, motivate, and equip you to take your journey to the next level. This is Leaving Nothing to Chance.
Hey, a good friend of mine that was kind enough to interview me a couple of months back. And today we're going to flip the switch a little bit. And I'm going to interview my good friend, Gloria McDonald. And Gloria, how are you?
For having me here today, John. I've been looking forward to this. I know we're going to have some fun.
I'm going to tell everybody a little bit about you and brag on you a little bit. You've been a mentor to many people. You've been a trainer for many years, even though you're still a young lady. You've been doing this a long time like I have. You are an affiliate marketing expert, which is something that people in our industry need to understand, not only the difference, but how to be an affiliate if they so desire. We're seeing a lot of younger people getting in our industry, and that's what they seem to be inclined to want to do. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Why don't we just start there? Let's talk about affiliate marketing and how it really works and how it works in a perfect world and what the attraction is with affiliate marketing now.
John, I would say that obviously affiliate marketing didn't exist over 45 years ago when I got started in network marketing. So I am a network marketer. I'm an affiliate marketer, and overall, I'm a digital marketer. That's what I really think of myself as, because I do now, couldn't 45 years ago, but now I do everything online. So I think I don't run into very many people who've been in the industry for 45 years who are doing everything online. Like I obviously I learned everything that you and I learned together, where you make your list of 100 people and you call people up, and now it's changed to texting people one-on-one. But I don't do any of that stuff. I don't do anything one-on-one anymore. I do everything one-to-many, and to me, that's the key to success. Whether it's affiliate marketing or network marketing, is, in fact, I did a training last week where I was talking about really the two things that changed my life forever and my business. I had 11 laws of success, but the two most important ones for me were what I call the law of the chain, which is all about creating a chain one day at a time and being rock solid consistent. It was the consistency. Now, when I finally, when the light really hit, I wasn't aware of the book by Jim Packard and George Campbell, The Consistency Chain for Network Marketers, but that's what it is. It's all about being rock solid consistent. And for me, I had to reinvent myself. I basically lost everything. I had a multiple seven-figure business. Stuff happens in this world, in this industry. I pretty much lost everything. It was so bad that my husband and I came razor close to having to declare bankruptcy, razor close, because everything was flying high. We were in Italy on a 2-week vacation. I got home and the business was gone. Yeah, so I had to reinvent myself. And at that point, and I was 55 years old when that happened. That's not the best time in your life to have that happen. So I had to reinvent myself. And at that point, I decided that I was going to do it online. And I'd maybe posted once on my life in Facebook, and I didn't Instagram and all that stuff. What are you talking about? But I reinvented myself, and it had a dramatic impact on my business. And so I teach people how to market themselves online, whether you're a network marketer or affiliate marketer, even a coach, or it doesn't matter what the business is, but obviously I'm a network marketer and affiliate marketer. So to your original question, what's the difference between affiliate marketing and network marketing? Generally speaking, from a legal point of view, from an FTC point of view, affiliate marketing programs are paying 1 or 2 levels. And network marketing can pay, depending upon the comp plan, 7 levels, 10 levels to infinity in different areas. And the other thing about affiliate marketing, and again, it just depends upon the company, the business you're doing affiliate marketing for, because as you and I know, a whole bunch of network marketing companies are changing to affiliate marketing. So depending upon what it is you're promoting, Some affiliate companies are actually building teams like we do in network marketing. Others, you're just selling a product and you're just out there selling the product online. And there are pros and cons to both. People that have been network marketers for a long time think, oh my gosh, you're only getting paid 2 levels deep. Well, that's never going to work. Here's the deal. As you and I both know, the vast majority of network marketers are rarely going to get paid beyond 2 levels anyway. And any comp plan, a company can't afford to pay out more than 50% of their revenues, basically, as a general rule of thumb. So in affiliate marketing, if you're paying 2 levels, a whole lot of people are going to be making more money than they ever did in network marketing, because you have to plan a comp plan. And if you're paying 10 levels deep, say in network marketing, you can't pay out 50% in the top 2 levels. You got to be able to spread it out so that the company can stay in business, plus all the bonuses and blah, 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 blah. Affiliate marketing tends to be much simpler, tends to have, maybe if they've got anything, they've got a fast start bonus, which is going to be the initial sale. And then after that, it's a straight, whatever it is, it could be 40% on the first level, 10% on the second level, 30% on the first level, 20% on the second level, or maybe it's up to 50% on level 1 only. And so for those people that have never been strong recruiters, and they really are like, oh, I'm no good at building a team, then maybe affiliate marketing is not a bad option for them. I don't think it is at all, frankly. What I do have a problem with is companies pulling the rug out from under people and big earners all of a sudden getting a haircut on their paycheck because corporate wants to make more money, or sometimes corporate wants to make more money. Sometimes it's greed. Sometimes it's a necessity for the company to stay alive, which I understand that. Just wonder if there are other ways to do it.
So far, it hasn't been done well. The companies that have done that to their fields have done it very. It reminds me of the Baltimore Colts when they left for Indianapolis and they packed up a truck in the middle of the night and left town. And then the next day, people found out if you're going to do something, be adults about it. You're dealing with adults in your field. Respect your field. I think where I always have a challenge, I think we agree on this, Gloria, is treat your field the way that you want to be treated.
Yes,
And the
100%.
companies that have done that, and you and I know a couple of the major ones that have done it. One I had an affiliation with 30 years ago here in Dallas. And boy, they just did it. It's over. It's done. By here's your check was 30,000. Now it's $17 because
Yeah.
a networker didn't build their business on retail sales. They built it on recruiting and training. And so how you start is how you finish. If you're a network marketing company, be a network marketing company and know your numbers. And if you're an affiliate, and I agree with you, by the way, and to me, I think the affiliate model is that much sexier to younger people. People like my son, who's an internet guy. He's like, Dad, I don't want to go build a downline. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to know how to do that. I'm not interested. But man, the kid could sell product.
Yeah,
Like crazy.
right.
Because he's got the skill sets to do that. And to your point, he does it from home, from his phone, from his laptop, can do it while he's at school if he wants, can build a business from his cell phone, which is everybody's dream. So let's stay on a couple other things. I'm sure we're going to swing back to the affiliate marketing here in a couple minutes, but you got a great statement. And I think for a lot of the older people listening to us, older being over 50, let's say, vision over fears. And to your point, when you said, hey, you went through this financial setback, you said, I'm gonna go and build my business from home, which does save money, because let's face it, we've all run around the world in the past and slept in a lot of hotels and ate a lot of crummy food and everything else. But when you made that decision, it had to be scary, and you weren't making it as somebody without bills to pay. So tell us a little bit about that, how you overcame that fear and ultimately became successful again.
Geez, John, it was the scariest time in my life. So we had to cash in every dime of retirement savings to stay alive. It was not a pretty picture. And I can remember every single day I would swim. We lived in a condo building. I'd swim laps in the pool, and I'd swim laps in the pool, and I'd be talking to myself, and I would That was for mindset. When I was swimming laps in the pool, I just do all kinds of stuff for mindset. But I would also ask myself every single day, what do you have to do today, Gloria, to bring in revenue today? Because my back was absolutely up against the wall. And it was not a pretty picture. It was a very scary time. We ended up having to sell our 8,000 square foot home, and we downsized and got rid of a car and all kinds of stuff. Obviously, I'm living to tell the tale. So it was not fun. It was a very scary time. I never in my wildest dreams imagined that it was going to happen to me. Never in my wildest dreams. Didn't occur to me, right? And I will tell you that there were times when I absolutely wanted to pull my hair out because, oh my gosh, I've got to create funnels. What's a funnel? I have to create a landing page. I have to create what? Follow-up emails. I have to do an email sequence. What are you talking about? My eyes were going cross-eyed, and looking back, it's all a piece of cake now. Now it's second nature to me, and I can build a whole funnel, a landing page in no time. I've built tons and tons of them. And it's turned out to be such an effective way to build my business. So I was in a company and I built a team. This is now that I've learned how to build online. I built a team of over 162,000 people in 8 months. You can't do that. There's no way we could have ever done that 45 years ago, right? There weren't enough hours in the day to pick up the phone. And of course, we didn't even have email or text messages or anything like that. It was impossible. But 8 months, team of over 162,000 people, and I had thousands of people direct to me.
Wow. That's amazing.
So it was because of two laws. I told you the first law was the law of consistency, being rock solid, consistent every single day. And because my back was up against the wall, for me, it was 7 days a week. Like, I didn't take a day off. My back was up against the wall financially. I had to do something. And also I had my own business for, I don't know, long time, like full-time, my own business, not just part-time in network marketing, but full-time for probably 18 years, 55 years old. I was unemployable. I couldn't go get a job. But the second law was what I call the supercharger law, the law of the engine, which is the whole thing of automation and being able to use YouTube, social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, to speak one to many, one to many, one to many. And you can build a very powerful relationship with people speaking one to many. Believe it or not. People think, what about, no, but you got to build a relationship. Yes, you have to build a relationship. Absolutely. I 1000% believe you have to build a relationship. You have to build that know, like, trust factor because people do join people. They don't join companies. And video is the single fastest way to get from cold to warm to hot with a prospect. Because when you see somebody, you and I haven't met in person, but we feel like we know each other, right? We've been on Zoom calls. This whole thing of Zoom calls and YouTube, it's like totally changed our world. I have people that have been on my teams for 8-10 years who I forget that I've never met them in person because I've been on so many Zoom calls with them.
Amazing. Talk about rejection-free recruiting systems that you have built, because I love that terminology because that's something, especially for the newbie, whatever age they are. Somebody says no and they want to go hide in the corner. You and I used to be told no because we did it the traditional way, and not for everybody, not now, not ever, right? And you went, okay, next. Yeah, and we were trained that. But some of the newer people, they've never been rejected. I guess they never dated anybody. I guess they're all single, but in business anyway, nobody ever said no to them before. So describe that, because that's a really interesting concept.
And here's the thing. So our brains are wired to keep us safe. It is the number one function of our brain. Back from millions of years of evolutionary psychology, our brain's job is to keep us safe. And rejection is not safe. So the minute we go out and tell people, which I have done many times, guilty, right? To make your list of 100 people, write down the people you went to kindergarten with, your fifth grade teacher, whatever. And then you start calling all your cousins and your second cousins and your third cousins and your cousin's ex-husband and everything, because they're on that list of 100. And you hear no from all those 100 people. Man alive, that hurts. That hurts. And it's literally working against our biology. So what if we could work with our biology and keep ourselves safe? So my 100% rejection-free recruiting system is, believe it or not, I tell people, take that list of 100, and this is going to go against what lots and lots of people are still doing and still teaching and training. I say, take that list of 100 people and tear it up and throw it in the garbage, because that list of 100 people is going to take your little mini mind out. And with the rare exception, people are not going to stick with it, or they're going to stick with network marketing because they have a dream, but they're not going to be successful because their brain is taking them out. It's their biology that's taking them out and saying, no, you don't want to do that, because that rejection is not safe and that's going to be painful. So only approach people you don't know, which is the only thing I've been doing for 8 years now. I've only been approaching, well, maybe 10 years. Only thing I've been doing is approaching people I do not know. And then it's totally rejection free because I'm doing a YouTube video. I don't know who's watching that YouTube video. I don't know if they signed up or didn't sign up from it. I can track what video they signed up from, but I don't know all the people that didn't sign up. So it doesn't hurt at all. I teach people, LinkedIn is a crazy powerful platform. It's changed a lot since I became the queen of LinkedIn. And it's still working really well compared to other social media platforms. So YouTube is now my absolute favorite #1 platform, because I love doing video. And again, it's that cold, warm to hot, because people feel like they know you when they've seen you on video. They hear your voice, they see your facial expressions, they see your hand movements, they get a sense of, wow, that person is really genuine, that person's really sincere, that person's really seems trustworthy, that person is really passionate. So they get that sense. And then, John, this might be mind-boggling to people who are watching this, but literally every week of my life, I have somebody joining one of my teams who I have never spoken to, don't have a clue who they are. They saw me on YouTube and they joined without me ever talking to them. Who doesn't want that? Right? I don't know anybody that doesn't want that. Happens to me every week. Every week.
As a 42-year network marketer, I can tell you who does want it. You got guys like me that have spent a lot of nights in Holiday Inns and missed flights, slept in airports, etc. It's so desirous. But I think there's another point to that, is that next generation that's coming up that is looking at the direct selling industry, okay, and a lot of options, not only in the direct selling industry, but in the gig economy, a lot of things someone can do with good IT skills. But I think that's attractive to them. Whereas if you said, hey, come to the Holiday Inn on Tuesday night at 7:30, they're going to go. My son said to me one night, I told him to come to a meeting we were doing in town. He goes, I don't even know where that is. I go, you've passed it 1,000,000 times. You've driven past it every day going to school for 3 years. And he goes, but what do you do there? I go, people sleep there, but they have meetings. Oh, they have meetings in hotels? Yeah, people slept there. And by the way, he's very bright. But it made a great point, which was the younger generation is never going to do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday meetings in hotels. It's foreign to them. It's foreign to us. None of us want to do it anymore either. And yet there's companies still saying that's how you build a business. And you scratch your head and go, are you living in 2025 or 1995? So let's go ahead, sorry.
That's a huge thing that hurts our industry, right? Still having those old school ways of building, and really? And then people that think, oh, the network marketers, they're the ones that have those meetings in Holiday Inns, right?
Exactly. So AI came into all of our lives over the last couple of years, mine over the last 6 months, I would say, as I've become at least aware of it. I would not call myself an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm certainly using it, as are most people. I think it's one of those things, you're either going to use it or lose it. If you don't use it, you're going to be left behind. How much do you use AI with everything that you're doing?
Every day of my life without fail. I use it for basically everything. I did write an email to my list 2 days ago, and I just wrote it. I didn't use AI. But now I use AI to write my emails. I use AI to help me come up with, I use AI completely to write descriptions for search engine optimized descriptions for my YouTube videos. I use AI to help me come up with the best video title for my videos. I use AI for my social media posts. I don't tend to use AI very much to generate images, but that's not because I don't know how to do it. I do know how to do it. I've done it. That I just don't like the look and feel of them, because you can look at it and it's AI generated. I'd rather see a real human being face, but that's just a personal preference. I use AI really for, it makes my life go by so much faster. I use AI to help me write lead magnets. Oh, I used AI to create a digital marketer survey. It was like, oh, that's a piece of cake. Why not? I could write it myself, but hey, I could spend half an hour doing it myself, or I could do it in 15 seconds with AI. Oh, gee, I think I'll do it in 15 seconds, right?
Game changer, big game changer.
Huge game changer.
Do you ever feel like we were both born 40 years too late?
That's a great question. Never thought about that, but it would be very interesting to be starting off today. It would be very interesting to be 22 years old today. There are pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
There's some things I
There's
think,
some
oh
other
God,
things we learned. Yeah, that we didn't
yeah.
know.
There are the things I think, oh God, I'd never want to be 22 today. But it would be very interesting, because I can tell you, I was not good at the old school belly to belly. The thought of going into a bank, we didn't have Starbucks back then. So the thought of going into the bank, to go to the bank, we didn't have ATM machines. You had to go to the bank to we didn't have debit cards, and people didn't use credit cards the way they do today. So you went to the bank to withdraw cash, deposit cash, whatever. And you stood on the line in the lineup and thought, okay, how can I strike up a conversation with this woman in front of me? Oh, I love your purse. Where did you ever get that? And turn that into Amway?
Yeah.
Slip my wrists.
Yeah.
And you show me one 22-year-old who's going to do that today.
There isn't one. There isn't one.
No.
I've got some young people in my organization, and I told them that the other day. I said, I was born 40 years too late. What you guys have at your fingertips, number one, you never need to leave your house unless you want to. And by the way, here's what's interesting, because I do some work in the insurance industry also. Insurance has become an online, at-home, AI-driven business as well. Now, there's a traditional thing. Hey, knock on the door. Hi, Mrs. Smith. I'm from XYZ Insurance, and I'm in the neighborhood, and thought I'd review your policy. No, not anymore. AI you still may talk to your existing clients that way, but you might want to visit them because they became friends over the years, but you don't have to. One of the top insurance agencies in the country right now, 100% AI driven, free leads. You don't touch anything, but you got to make phone calls. You know what I mean? Like, you still have to work, and I think that sometimes. What's your thoughts on this? Sometimes people misinterpret what people like you're saying, and I'm starting to preach what you're already doing and saying is, hey, at home, online, no hotels, no meeting face to face unless you want to. There's reasons sometimes to do that. Have a cup of coffee together if you're local. Social reasons to do that. But you don't have to build a big business or a network around the universe, not just in your own country. But you still got to work and be disciplined. So I've got a series of questions I want to ask you on that. But just comment on that, if you will, how disciplined you are every single day to still do the work, even though you're going from your bedroom to your boardroom in your home.
I'm incredibly grateful. So this book, The Consistency Chain, talks about the science behind our minds, and that research study. It was done by a PhD. I can't remember his name now, but it was done back in the 50s, I believe, where he took a group of kids, 5 years old, I think the age was, took several hundred of them, and he put them in a room, and there'd be a marshmallow on the plate. And he would tell the kids, now, if I'm going to leave the room. And if you don't eat that marshmallow, when I come back, I'll give you another one.
Mm.
If you eat the marshmallow, you won't get another one. Scientists would leave the room, wait maybe 5 minutes, came back. 80% of people are wired for instant gratification. So 80% of those kids ate the marshmallow. Some of them even ate it before the door was even shut, before they left, the researcher left. 20% of the kids waited because they wanted the second marshmallow. So they had delayed gratification. And this is, again, the way our brains are wired. And for all of us, there's an 80% and 20% in different areas of our life. Now, I am absolutely a 20%er. I can do delayed gratification perfectly when it comes to business. Don't make me do that when it comes to chocolate, John.
Okay.
I am not good. I am not good with delayed gratification when it comes to chocolate. But man alive, I am wired for delayed gratification in business. So I'm lucky, honestly. Like you and I just got wired that way, where we can understand big picture. It's going to take a while. And I tell people this today. So every time I have started something new with a new platform. So when I really got into YouTube, I already had a name for myself. I was known in the industry. I had a name for myself as being like the queen of LinkedIn, because I was out there doing training for network marketers on LinkedIn. And I started doing YouTube. Crickets, nothing for 6 months. And then in 6 months, boom, the 6-month boom, the sales started rolling in. And I tell people that no matter what you're doing, it's going to take you a minimum of 6 months, if and only if you are rock solid consistent.
Mm.
Yeah, consistency is huge, and it's that delayed gratification. And if you aren't wired for delayed gratification, if you're an 80%er and your brain is just wired for instant gratification, then there are things you can do to rewire your brain that aren't that difficult, but you have to do them.
So what habits should people establish to be successful?
Consistency, absolutely is it. You have to take something small. So let's say you decide, okay, this is it. I'm ready. I'm doing this. I'm finally going to build my network marketing or affiliate marketing business, and I'm committed. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it online. I'm going to use LinkedIn, say. Could be Facebook, it doesn't matter. Then in terms of rewiring your brain for that consistency, you need to choose something very small. So you're not going to say, okay, I'm going to connect with 50 people a day. You've never done that in your life consistently. You're not going to do it in your life consistently because your brain's not wired for that. It's going to take way too long for you to stay engaged to connect with 50 people a day. It's just not who you are. You and I might be able to do that because we're 20%ers when it comes to this thing with business. Now, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that maybe there's some area in your life where you're not as much of a rock star as you are in the business world, John. For me, it's like food. I love food, dieting, not good at. So you have to find something small. So maybe your chain that you're going to do, you're just going to keep building links in the chain every day. And I can't recommend strongly enough that you have an accountability partner on this, and you just say, done, check mark, or V for victory or something to tell your accountability partner that you did your chain activity. So your chain activity might be something as simple as, I'm going to invite 2 new people a day to connect with me on LinkedIn. You have to make it super simple because we're wiring your brain for success, right? And for delayed gratification. So you have to really start building that muscle of delayed gratification and success. Now, 2 people a day, connecting with 2 people a day on any social media platform, getting 2 new friends on Facebook, or 2 new connections on LinkedIn, or 2 new followers on Instagram or TikTok, or 2 new subscribers on YouTube, is going to take you a long time to build a successful business. But you have to start somewhere super simple and build that muscle of consistency. And you do it for a long time. Like, I challenge you to do it for a year, 365 days for a year. And once you do that, you will rewire your brain.
That'd be over 700 new contacts.
Yep.
Yeah, make 700
On
contacts a
social
year.
media,
Even if you're not good at marketing, you're gonna sponsor some people. You're gonna sell some product. I mean, you can't not with that kind of scale.
if you're doing the automation and the kind of stuff I do, you need more numbers than that. You're not going to grow a big business with 700 new connections on any social media platform. You're just not going to do it, right? And unless you're then going back to three-way calls and stuff like that, which you could not pay me to get on a three-way call. Been there, done that. I don't do that. Sorry.
No, I've gotten to the point, frankly, if it's not at least Zoom, I want to look at the person I'm talking to. Nowadays, there's no excuse not to, because you can put Zoom on the phone in the car. So pull over, obviously don't drive.
Zooms.
You know,
I don't do three-way Zooms. No, look, I've got all these videos on YouTube that explain the comp plan perfectly, explains all the reasons why you want to do this. Here's the video. Watch it on your own time. Because now you can't do that with every single opportunity, but the opportunities that I'm involved in, I try to choose things that are really simple, that are no-brainers, that I'm not trying to explain some complicated product. I don't have to explain why this CBD oil is better than that CBD oil. The opportunities I choose are things that are pretty darn straightforward, don't have competition or have very little competition. And you can watch a 15-minute video and think, oh my gosh, yes, I want to be involved in that. It's not for you. And if it's not for you, that's fine.
Yep. Yep. What habit does people, what's the biggest habit that people need to break?
Consistency. Honestly, John, what do you think is the biggest habit people need to break?
Oh boy, procrastination.
Okay. And if that procrastination is a big one too. And if you're wiring your brain for consistency, let's say that you say, okay, my chain activity is I'm going to connect with 2 new people a day on LinkedIn, or I'm going to invite 2 new friends to connect with me on Facebook a day, whatever it is, doesn't matter what the platform is. And if you do that every day, you have eliminated procrastination, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Great point.
And when you start, then you start to see results. You start to see, okay, I had 576 friends on Facebook. Now I have 125 new, highly targeted, because that's the other thing I teach people. It's not anybody and everybody. Back in the day, in one of the opportunities I was in years ago, it was like, who's your perfect prospect? And we'd all scream, be with skin, yay, skincare company. That is so not true. That is so not true, because there are lots and lots, there are millions and millions of people who are never going to pay for a high price skincare line. And this was a high price skincare line. So it's not true that anybody with skin is your target audience. Totally not true. So let's be really intelligent about who we're targeting and only target those people on social media rather than anybody who breathes, right? Because that was Amway. Who's, at least on my team in Amway, who's your perfect target? Anyone who breathes.
Yeah.
No.
It's exactly. Let's talk about multiple sources of income, because these days people need it. Bottom line is they needed it when we started, but they needed it in 2025 the same that they needed it in 1995 or 1985. Multiple sources of income.
You absolutely positively have to have multiple sources of income, and network marketing companies, most of them don't want you to have multiple sources of income. They want you to be all in with theirs. And when you and I first started, that was the only thing you would ever do. Oh my gosh. And look, they had it in their terms and conditions, and a lot of companies still do. So I will not join a company unless I speak directly to the CEO, president, owner. And I will tell them right up front, look, I do multiple streams of income. I teach and preach multiple streams of income. If that's a problem for you, no problem. We're not going to do business. If that's not a problem for you, fine. Now, what I won't do is I would not be in 2 head-to-head competing companies. So if I've got company A that's their signature product is CBD oil, I'm not going to also be promoting company B, whose signature product is CBD oil. I'm not going to do two different skincare companies or two different weight loss companies or whatever. And top earners like you will rarely, in fact, almost never say that they do multiple streams of income. They all do. I don't know anybody who doesn't, but they won't say it out loud. So what they do is they do their one network marketing company, because most of them do have an agreement. When you get to the top level, the very top level, you have to sign an agreement with the company saying, yeah, this is the only thing I'm going to do. But they all have multiple sources of income. They're doing other things. They're doing real estate. They're doing something else. They're investing in other things. I'm not saying they're out there being a real estate agent, but they're investing in real estate. They're investing in other things. They're owners of other kinds of companies. They all have multiple streams of income because they're not stupid. Exactly. But they're not out there preaching it. And I'm out there preaching it because, especially these days with what's going on, you never know when a comp plan is going to change, when a company is going to be sold, when there's going to be a merger, and what you have worked your tail end off for could be gone overnight, which is exactly what happened to me in my business. It was gone overnight. And from then on, it was like, okay, I'm doing multiple streams of income, because I had all my eggs in one basket, and every single one of those eggs was like Humpty Dumpty. It fell from the wall and it cracked and crushed, right? It was not a pretty picture. And I won't ever be caught with that again.
And I agree with you. And I could probably get in trouble for saying this, but my company owner is pretty liberal when it comes to this type of stuff. I've always had multiple sources of income and preach the same thing. Now, to your point, I sell a glutathione product. I'm not going to go sell another glutathione product. And I don't do another network marketing company, not for any philosophical reasons, but I just don't have the time or the focus. But my wife and I own an insurance agency. We've been in the insurance business off and on for years. And my wife has an accounting business that I have nothing to do with, but I get the occasional person who says, oh, I need an account. Go talk to Jose. And so to that point, because you don't ever know, but even if everything's honky-dory, you've been in Amway for 50 years, they're probably not going to change the comp plan, okay? But at the end of the day, we're entrepreneurs. And sometimes what drives me nuts is you hear the company owners bought a hotel. The company owner bought this. The company owner bought that. And then an independent distributor decides that they start another business that's not even competing with that company. And you get some of these nutty owners that go and terminate them, okay, or give them a hard time, because why are the rules different for Bill, the entrepreneur in the field, versus Bob, the owner of the company? As long as they're not conflicting. Granted, if you're cross-line recruiting, that's a different story. But as long as you're not conflicting, or coming to a meeting and saying, hey, buy my this or that, and you're distracting, as long as you're not usurping that company's business that they're in, it's never made sense to me. I'm like you. If I have a company owner, like when I joined my current company 29 years ago, and the owners were different, one's dead now and the other's an old man, they sold out. But I told them then, I said, look, I do consulting in this industry. Long before I met you guys, I was successful. I was a six-figure earner when I was 21. I'm now 36. I'm not forfeiting my other incomes because I'm going to be at your company. And to your point, if I have to do that, so I had a signed document with them that just said, hey, I'm free to do that. Now, once again, I didn't advertise that to the field, but there was no reason to. There was no benefit to. Why tell somebody something if they don't need to know it, and there's no benefit to them to know it. But to your point, I agree, and I think that's where network marketing is having a challenge right now. Is you have owners that are what I call not married to the field. They're not like Jay and Rich. They're not like Dr. Shackley. They're not like Mark Hughes. They're not various others that started companies where, boy, that field was family. They really cared about them. And you have investment bankers that come in and they see, hey, XYZ company has 3 million people using the product every month and they're paying $50 for it, and we want that business. Great. That's a compliment to all of us, the jobs that you and I and others that have been around a long time did, on the one hand. On the other hand, they come in and they don't have a distributor mentality. They have a bottom line mentality. And I get businesses need to make money, just like distributors do. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, because I know you have some strong thoughts on that.
Yeah, first of all, I think it's it's an interesting time for the network marketing industry. And I think it could be potentially an amazing time for the industry. There has to be some kind of revolution, a massive evolution in the industry, or it's a bunch of old farts like you and me, and we're going to be gone, and the industry is going to be gone.
Mhm.
I don't see a lot of companies, and maybe you're seeing something different. I know you've got some young people, but I don't see a lot of companies. When you go to company meetings, you don't see a lot of people under 50 there. You just don't. And if we don't, as an industry, find a way to shift and change and attract younger people, what's going to happen? The industry is going to be gone. And it's time for a metamorphosis. It really is. It's time for things to change and things to be shaken up. Now, people aren't necessarily going to like that. You've got to do or die, right? And so to me, part of that is just being intelligent about the reality of the world. Look, people are out there driving for Uber. They're doing Uber Eats deliveries. There are all kinds of ways to work on Fiverr or Upworks or whatever. There are all kinds of ways to make money from home, online, without ever leaving, without doing any network marketing, anything. There are all kinds of ways for people to, in the gig economy, whether it's being an Uber driver or whatever, for people to make money part-time or full-time without the network marketing industry, which there weren't these kinds of options 45 years ago. They didn't exist. But between the internet and everything else, technology that we've got today, it's a whole new world. And if we don't recognize that it's not like we're in competition with other network marketing companies, because that used to be the case, right? 5 big companies, and Amway was in competition with Herbalife, and Herbalife was in competition with Shackley or whatever. But that's not the way it is anymore. We've got, if you want to call it competition, I don't think of it as competition, but there are just so many opportunities for people to make money out there in different ways that we've got to make it something that's approachable. I just heard about something that costs $1,200 to join. It's like, what planet? On what planet can a network marketing company charge $1,200 to join? And it's a brand new company. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
Count
thing.
me out.
Yeah, and a dozen eggs are $9 right now. Come on.
Yeah.
What do they
And
think?
last night, I was on a call with a different company, and they're launching in India, and the laws are different in India, so you can't have a membership fee. But the first product order has to be $100 in order for you to be an affiliate, or whatever they call it, a distributor, whatever their terminology is. I was like, $100 in India? It's over 8,000 rupees. That's crazy expensive. That doesn't sound like very much fun to me. I want things that are easy, that people actually want to join. So my whole philosophy is that I am searching for the people who want what I have.
Mm.
And I refuse to look. My forehead is so flat from banging against the wall, trying to talk somebody into joining my opportunity. I am not in the convincing game at all. Been there, done that. I'm not trying to talk anybody into anything. I will be happy to do a YouTube video and tell you all about this great new exciting thing or whatever. And if you want it, great. But I am not talking anybody into anything. So I have no desire to talk anybody into India into spending over 8,000 rupees on something. Just give your head a shake. If you
Well,
want to do that, if you want to bang your head against the wall, do it. But not me. My
Well-
forehead's too flat already.
and the problem is if you talk them into it, then you got to talk them into trying to go to work and do something. They got to want to do it. And I think this is where, let me give you a comparison. You're married to a Canadian, I'm married to a Canadian, so we both know the sport of hockey a little bit, right? Can't not. They come out of the womb skating up there. And I think back, like when I was a kid, Toronto would play Montreal. They dropped the gloves. What happened in the US and Canada hockey game last week, right? They'd be dropping the gloves. There were guys wouldn't eat in the same restaurant if the other team was in there. They hated each other. And now all of a sudden the NHL, the NFL, etc., these guys train together in the off season, right? They become friends. Okay, I mean they won't hit each other; that's their job. But it's nowhere near as violent, and maybe that's a good thing. But my analogy of that to multi-level is, yeah, when you were a distributor in this company, that other company was the enemy.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, I think we figured out that we got to deal with FTC. We got to deal with FDA. We got to deal with if you're in a publicly traded multi-level, you got to deal with SEC. Okay, here in America, at least those three agencies, and there's probably others on a state level, AGs, etc. So there's outside forces. And then there's the inside forces sometimes of greedy owners, or owners that aren't necessarily greedy, but they're just stupid because they've never sold anything. They bought a company, have no idea what to do with it, and they screw it up, and then you got to fix it as a lead distributor or leaders, okay, and stick around and make enough money that you can make a living while you're fixing their mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we all figured out, I don't know when we figured this out, by the way, but in the last 10, 15 years, hey, wait a minute. Yes, we're competitors, but we've got to collaborate as an industry to survive, to your point, because we're all having that same problem, Gloria. Everybody I talk to, and I interview a lot of people, and I'm with Dan McCormick after this, who you know well, and Brian Carruthers I talk to on a regular basis, and Jeff Weisberg, and a whole list of guys, old timers, that some of the folks on the call may not know, but we all got the same issue. How do we get that 20, to 35-year-old couple or individual that says, hey, I want to be in the network marketing industry, as opposed to, I'm a school teacher, I can do Uber Eats on the weekend, I can do this on the weekend, I can do this at night, a couple hours, a couple nights a week, to make that extra $500 to $2,000 a month that maybe I'm deficient on financially. I don't have to join anything. I don't have to spend money. I turn my phone on, I go to work. I don't want to work today. I want to go to the gym. I want to watch TV. Great, I'm not going to work today. You know what I mean? And that's our real competition.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
And those particular companies, they know how to use technology really well, and some network marketing companies don't. So how do we solve that problem and make us more sexy and attractive to those younger folks when they say, hey, you know what? Yeah, maybe mom was in Amway, dad was in Herbalife, whatever, great. That was their business, but I'm interested for my own reasons that I see an opportunity and an outcome that I want to have for my family, okay, with this part-time side hustle that could grow into a real business over the course of time. How do we segue that, Gloria, I guess is the question.
The answer is, I think that the generation of leaders in network marketing companies and the owners of network marketing companies and the corporate people have to give their head a shakes. And they have to really, truly embrace, like you, I talk to a lot of people, our vintage. And honestly, John, I haven't met anybody, not that I've met everybody, but I haven't met anybody that's doing what I'm doing. Of the 65 plus crowd. I haven't met anybody who's out there doing everything online, who is teaching and training people how to do YouTube videos, how to do TikTok videos, how to get out there and effectively use LinkedIn, how to use social media, and how to do rejection-free recruiting. Where you don't, like, I don't talk to people. They watch my videos and they think, wow, I want to join that. And then, yes, I do Zoom calls with my teams. I know people. I build strong relationships with people. I'm a relationship person. I'm a people person. I love people. But I'm not getting on a three-way Zoom call. The stuff that I'm in, it's like, it costs $49 to join and then $9.95 a month. I'm not getting on a Zoom call for $49. It's not happening. Watch the video. You're in or you're out. It's okay with me. Watch another video. If you've got more questions, watch another video, because I've got videos on everything up the yin yang, from the comp plan to the this, to the that, to the other thing. You can watch 20 videos on any of the opportunities that I'm involved in. And every answer is there. Nope, I'm not getting on it. I know it sounds crass, it sounds harsh, but no, for $49, of which I'm going to get $25, nope. I'm not getting a Zoom call for $25.
You know what I like about that more than anything else? Is it cuts the wheat from the shaft really fast. You're not begging people to join. And then once again, if I beg you to join, then I got to beg you to go to work.
This is what I'm teaching my teams to do, right? Because they don't want to get on. Zoom and try to explain they're petrified, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to. Give them a link to watch this video. If they've got questions, give them the link to watch that video. If they've got questions, give them a link to watch that video. And they're either in or out. It's $49, and we're talking about a business. We're talking about making, depending upon how much effort you put in, thousands of dollars a month for $45, tens of thousands of dollars a month, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for $49. No, not talking to you. I'll talk to you till the cows come home once you're on my team. But no, I'm not talking to a prospect for $49.
Yeah, gotcha.
But the beauty of that is I am teaching and training my team members to do that as well. And then it's rejection free. And then they stick with it because they're not feeling the brutal rejection of, oh, my sister-in-law said no.
I know. And they gotta, yeah, I believe you, I know. Hey, tell people about your podcast.
My podcast is Network Marketing Success Secrets. You can find it anywhere there are podcasts. And it's also on my YouTube channel, which is gloriamcdonald.com/passive, as in passive income. So gloriamcdonald.com/passive is my YouTube channel where you can find all my podcasts and stuff.
Great. And if people want to reach you?
Gloria@gloriamcdonald.com.
There you go. Pretty simple.
Super easy. And of course, I'm on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, but email is the best place to reach me because it's going to come directly to me. I have people that help me with my social media platforms, and they're going to see stuff before I see it, but all my email I respond to. I'm the only person that sees it, and I respond to every single email that I get.
Gloria, as always, it's been a privilege, my friend, and good to see you, and continued good success. And by the way, let me make a comment here. I love the fact that, because I'm following the same way, by the way. I'm following a lot of what you're doing, and a couple of other people that are in our age group. The seniors, it's hard to believe we're seniors, but love that fact because, hey, what if you lose your mobility as you get older? God forbid,
Yeah.
right? What if your spouse has a health challenge? What if you got to help the kids raise a grandkid and they're going to be at your house half of the day? You can't do all this running around like we traditionally have done in network marketing. You better figure it out. And the great thing is you've figured it out. I'm in the process. I'm way behind you in terms of figuring it out, but you know me, I'm very aggressive. So I'm figuring stuff out. More than that, I'm employing people who are a lot smarter than me, which is hard, by the way. But to that point, I love what you're doing, and I'm following what you're doing. And man, you're right on. You're 100% right. What you're doing. Do it from home. Use the automation that we're all blessed and we all can use it. You got universal access to it. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to live in Arizona or Texas. You can live in Timbuktu and you can do the same thing.
Absolutely. John, thanks so much for having me. As always, it's great to chat with you.
Likewise.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check back weekly for more exciting episodes. And don't miss Ink and Insight every Wednesday, where we celebrate iconic authors and dive into their impactful works.